Right, okay, I'll share this slide. Marika, I think now I'll share the slide. How do you view this one?
Sorry, sir.
Do you view this
Sorry,
slide?
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah,
How about?
I can.
Yeah, okay. Now time 7:35. Now I'll start the system. Right. Normally we start 7:30. Right.
Mm.
Right. Yeah. By now we uh, complete first three chapters. Now we completed first four chapters actually. The one thing. Wait, I'll share the full screen. Do 1 minute. Right. Yeah. Right. The functions of the evaluations are this part completed, and also the objectives for measuring learning outcomes, planning achievement test, and last week we discussed test construction. Okay. Today I wish to move into chapter 5 now. What is measure of intelligence? Right. Okay. Actually, this is one of the interested area we have to discuss. Anyone can argue how we can measure the level of intelligence. We can measure it or not. Yeah. Firstly we should know about the meaning of intelligence, right? Uh, Intelligence is often defined as ability to learn, right? Ability to learn. When you this attention for the school students, right? Some students can be identified how they learn quickly now, but some students can be identified when we explain it very difficult to understand for them. But another category we can identify, they learn quickly. That means understand well. Okay. One thing is ability to learn. Another reason you can find the reason is this one. And some are problem solve, quickly solve the problem, right? This is also differ now person to person. Problem solving capacity. Some persons can be identified. They wish to solve the problem like answer, but unfortunately, when we are using this method to solve the problem, create another issue of the problem. But some persons can be identified, they solve problem, right? This is also one of the capacity of the level of intelligence and adapt to new situation. Yeah. Today we discuss about like a change management also. The world may be changed within a short period. How we can adapt it or not. But some persons can be identified very difficult to adapt according to the new situation. But some persons can be identified, they quickly change and adapt. Okay. Now I think easy to understand the meaning of intelligence. Okay, intelligence is often defined as the ability to learn, reason, solve, and adapt to new situations. It is broader concept. Yeah, it's not the simple one, right? Broader concept that has been studied from various perspectives. And understanding intelligence is essential in educational settings for diagnosing learning difficulties, evaluating in students' potential, and the designing curriculum. We should understand the level of intelligence, the capacity of the intelligence. It is essential where? In the field of education. The reason is that, especially when we are introduce new syllabus or the curriculum designing, firstly, we should understand the capacity of the intelligence of students. Therefore, we can say this understanding of the intelligence is essential in the field of education. Okay, right. You can write some important point and especially not the meaning, but intelligence is often defined as the ability to learn, reason, solve problem, and adapt to new situations. Okay, this point to this point, the meaning of intelligence, right? Let's try to note down some important points. Yeah, you also can understand your intelligence level by focusing ability to learn and find the reasons. And how about your problem solving capacities, high or not? How you can face a change in situation and you can adapt quickly or not, right? By focusing these abilities, you can evaluate to the assess your intelligence level or also intellectual level, right? Okay, now I think you all done this part. Now we discuss the meaning of intelligence and also it is very important in the field of where education, right? In the field of education, right? Intelligence tests are designed to assess individual cognitive abilities and potential. Some well-known intelligence testing tools. Actually, when measure the level of intelligence, all right, it is not easy. The reason is that it can be identified like a latent variable. Latent variable means it's very difficult to measure numerically within a shorter period. Please think about it. Level of satisfaction, level of stress. We can identify high level of stress, low level of stress, satisfaction level high or dissatisfaction. Intelligence levels also high, low, but numerically we can measure when you this attention for weight, we can measure using kilogram, gram like this. height, centimeter, meter, we can use it. But when you this attention for the intelligence, it's very difficult to measure numerically like this. Therefore, I'll say to you, this is like a latent variable. Some well-known intelligence tests include Stanford Binet Intelligence Scale, revisions of Alfred Binet, original test is measures intelligence across different age groups and provide the intelligence quotient score. That means according to this test, by focus different age groups and trying to measure the level of intelligence. Another one, visual intelligence scales. Visual adult intelligence scales and also intelligence scale for children by focusing more, right? Adults and children measure the general intelligence as well as specific cognitive domain, verbal comprehension, perceptual reasoning, work memory, and the processing speed. Right. Okay. These are the two methods, right? Two tests we are using to measure the level of intelligence. Right. Firstly, write these things and after I'll discuss these two in detail. Now we discuss the meaning of intelligence and also this is important understanding in the field of education. And now give this attention to measure the intelligence using various tests. One called Stanford Binet Intelligence Scales, another Visual Intelligence Scale, right? WIS and also SBIS. Please give 1 minute. 1 minute, I'll share the PDF one within a chat box. Right. Right, okay, I will share this PDF one within a chat box and you can download it, right? Okay. Now I will move into first one. Right. What is the meaning, right? And when you concern about the Stafford Binet intelligence scale, one wasn't concerned with the higher intellectual level. In measuring intelligence, his attempt wasn't for the classification of intelligence, but tests were constructed regarding mental abilities, mental abilities of children, and considering age groups, especially focus children, right? Not like higher intellectual level. That means this can be applied like a primary schools level, but difficult to apply like a PhD level. Because of this method or the test wasn't concerned with the higher intellectual level, but highly focused children, and also concern about the age group also. Okay, right. You can write some important points. And how about I'll share the PDF one within a chat box. You can download or not yet. Jayakala, Marikar, Satya, how about?
Downloaded, sir. Thank you very much.
Downloaded, sir. Downloaded. Thank you, sir.
Right, right, well. Yeah, please underline was not concerned with the higher intellectual level, and also the abilities of children and considering the age group. Right. Okay. When give this attention for the historical development of the Binet test, the origin, the Stephen Binet test originated from this Simon scale developed by French psychologist Alfred Binet and Simon in early 20th century. The original scale was designed to identify children who might benefit for special educational assistance. Right. These two persons, especially they are specialists in the field of psychology, right? And they developed a model. This is also the revisions. 1916, Lewis, psychologist at Stafford University, revised the Binet-Simon scale and introduced its Stafford Binet intelligence scale. The Stafford University is one of the famous universities in the world. And firstly, two authors involved and they studied and introduced like a scale to measure. And after it's developed, 1960, right? Terman's versions become the first widely used intelligence test in US. Now, over the years, Stafford Binet test has undergone several updates to improve its reliability, validity, and relevance to modern psychology. The current version is the Stafford Binet Intelligence Scale, 5th edition. That means, you know, when we find or they introduce one of the concept to the world, it develops step by step. Firstly, when you give this attention for this test, the Binet and Simon, these two researchers introduced this scale, original scales. And after it's developed, 1960. And by now, we are using 5th edition, right? To 2000, 2003, right? Okay. This is the historical development of the Stafford Binet test. Yeah, okay. By now, we discuss the meaning of intelligence, right? It's the ability now can be identified like ability to learn, reason, solve, problem solving, adapt to new situations. And after we discuss the understand about this intelligence is important or essential in the field of education, right? And we identified there are two types of intelligence test according to our syllabus point. We can identify more. The first one, we give this attention for the first method, Stafford Binet intelligence scales. When give this attention for this test, this wasn't concerned with the higher intellectual level. Highly focused the mental ability of the children and considering like age groups. And after he discussed the historical development of the Stafford Binet test. Right. The scale, Stafford Binet scale are a fundamental tool for assessing human intelligence. They have evolved over time, providing valuable insight into cognitive ability and helping with educational and psychologist evaluation. What is the meaning of like cognitive abilities? The cognitive part, what? Actually, it's difficult to explain, but when give this attention for like example, I'll explain it. The cognitive abilities means, please think about you wish to purchase like a browser or something. It can be identified like a process. The first part, emotional value. Right. And after cognitive, emotional, cognitive, and the behavior. Right. What? The emotional values means, please think about, you wish to purchase a trouser. Sometimes you motivate purchase it. This trouser dress one of your friends, or your favorite actor dressed this trouser, type of trouser, famous actor or like a cricket player or your friend, and you emotionally motivate to purchase it. That means create emotional value about the trouser, like a color or types. This is called emotional part, emotional value. And cognitive means, please think about one of your friend dressed this trouser and we ask the place you buy this one. And after your friends tell about I'll purchase this order. Okay, right. And after you visit Odell and ask the price, how about? Normally you expected near 20,000, but they said about 30,000. What happened? Normally, like this situation, you think purchased or not, purchased or not. Like this part for cognitive. It's like mental capacity, cognitive. Emotional value create and after cognitive value create. And sometimes you discuss about this decrease the prices, right? Into 26,000 or 27,000 like this. And after finally you purchased it and after you dressed, right? Assume it's a durable and quality also high. You dress it again and again. The behavioral value, create a behavioral value, and you say this better like this. And sometimes it's not good. You normally bad word of mouth communication. Now you tell about, oh, no need to purchase like this is not good. The behavioral value, you dress it. Now when give this attention for your courses, now you are following Bachelor of Degree program and also Master's degree program in the field of education. And emotional values means how you wish to become a teacher or wish to offer the promotion. It's emotional value. And after you search various organizations, right? Or the various universities, private sector and also the government sector. And by now you select FX. When you make a first installment payment, right? Please give your attention for the first payment. I paid or not, like this. This is the cognitive part. Now you paid and now you are following now. This is behavioral. Okay. They have evolved over time, providing valuable insight into cognitive abilities and helping with education and psychological evaluation. Right. Now, how we can compute it is very easy part, right? Not difficult one. The intelligence quotient is called derived from standardized test designed to measure human intelligence. It is typically expressed as a number, with 100 being the average score for general population. Okay. IQ score is calculated based on how persons perform on an intelligence test compared to others in their age group. The mental age compared with chronological age and multiply by 100. Okay, and after I'll explain the meaning of what is the meaning of mental age. Now you should know about what is the meaning of mental age and also what is the meaning of chronological age. Okay, we can compute IQ level how mental age divide chronological age multiply by 100. This is the formula, right? We are using to compute IQ. Okay. Firstly, please write this part, and after I wish to explain what is the meaning of mental age and also the meaning of chronological age. Yeah, right. Okay. Now, I wish to give this attention to discuss about the meaning of mental age and also the chronological age. Okay. It's very simple one, right? Okay. Right. The example when calculating mental age, 12 years, the age at which the individual can perform intellectual. The chronological age, 10 years, the actual age of the individual. Please think about some students, they face for the advanced level exam early, A-level, right? Completed early now, privately applied, and they completed. When concerned about their chronological age, low, right? Assume like mental age 12 years, the age at which the individual can perform intellectual. But the actual age called chronological age. In this case, the individual has an IQ of 120, which is above average. Above average. Fine. Multiply by 100. Okay. Answer how about 120? Assume it's maybe decrease. That means the answer 90 or something, right? Below the average. Now, according to this, based on this example, finally we can come to this conclusion. Individual has an IQ of 120, which is above average level. Okay. How about can you understand the meaning of mental age and also the chronological age? Jayakala, Satya, Kaushalya.
Understood, sir.
Okay, well, right. Trying to complete this part also. And also if you have any issues or the doubt, please ask. You can ask. Right. Okay. Now I think you all are done with this part also. Another one, when give this attention for the another example, right? If the mental age is age of a 15 years old student is 12 years, then the IQ intelligence questions will be mental age 12 and the chronological age 15. Assume like 12 divided into 15 and we multiply by 100. The answer 80. That means the finally we can came to this conclusion, right? How individual has an IQ of 80%. The final answer, which is below average. The interpretation, not above the average, which is below the average. Fifteen years old the students, right? The mental age, how about 12? Okay, 12. Therefore, 12 divided 15 multiplied by 100. 80 percentage, right? 80 percentage means what? It is below 100 percentage amount, right? That means below the average. Average amount, how much? 100 percentage, huh? Right. Now I think this is also easy to understand for you, right? This is another example. Yeah. Intelligence tests are classified into different categories now based on the nature of the task and the assess how they are administrated. Intelligence test can be classified based on various, right? The one base nature of the task they wish to assess, and also how we can administrate it. Two major ways to classify the intelligence test are based on their one content. Example, linguistics and non-linguistics. And their administration format, like individual or a group. Here's some detail breakdown. The focus, we can focus into the one content and another one administration, right? By focusing content and also another, please think about the intention about the language, right? Some are learn quickly within a shorter period, but some students, they got more time to learn another language, right? The ability of the learning. And another method, we can test as a group. How about their intellectual capacity? You know, when country-wise also identified now who are the intelligence, the intellectual level very high. Countries, what are the countries? The example, Russia and Israel. Right. Their intellectual capacity high. In Sri Lanka also up to some level high, right? By focusing in administration, now individual or a group. Another one, content. There are two ways can be identified. Yeah. Like when give this attention for content, right, based on the content. This classification refers to the nature of the task in the intelligence test, how they can perform it. Now, when give this attention for the degree holders also, some are called their theoretical knowledge high. But unfortunately, they can't apply it into practice. That means they can't do practical. On the other hand, their theoretical knowledge, they can't apply it into practice because of the level of intelligence. This classification refers to the nature of the task, how they can perform well or not in the intelligence test, specifically whether they acquired the use of language or not. Like one of the example, right? Linguistics intelligence test. The linguistic intelligence refers to the ability to use and understand language effectively. In this type of test, language plays a central role in assessing personal cognitive ability. Normally, we can test. How about another language? Assume your Tamil or like another one Sinhala, but this another language English. How about the capacity, the level of the other language? How we can handle? Some are play like a highest level now. Then we think about IELTS exam, how the IELTS exam, some are score higher level, like a 7.5, like sometimes their level low. That means they can't handle it, right? The language plays a central role in assessing persons' cognitive abilities. Another one, non-linguistic intelligence test. How about? This is like opposite level, right? Non-linguistic intelligence refers to the ability to solve problem and think critically without relying heavily on verbal reasoning or a language. It's not focused like verbal or the language, right? How about their problem-solving capacity? Some critically think, now think critical, not like this is not practical things. How we can perform well, right? It's a highly focused like linguistic intelligence test. When focusing non-linguistics, concern about their problem-solving ability and also critically thinking. Some students can be identified their problem-solving ability and also like a thinking ability very high, right? Newness, right? Innovations think introduced to the world like this. This is also can be used to measure the level of intelligence. All right. Okay. Right. Another one, another category. First one by focusing content. Contents, and the another one administration. This classification pertaining to how the intelligence test is administered, either to like individual person or a single person or group of people, group of individual. Individual intelligence test. These tests are administered one-on-one, right? One-on-one, typically by a trained examiner. They allow for a more to individualized assessment cognitive abilities, as the examiner can adjust the testing approach based on individual responses. Especially trainer or the examiner have maintained high level of intelligence, right? And he used various testing methods to evaluate individual or a single person's intelligence capacity, right? You know, some persons are famous, right? And their intellectual capacity is very high. Okay. And some scientists and world famous scholars can be identified and measured their intelligence level high. Individually, we can measure. Some are called like Lord or some professors and some scientists. Their intelligence level very high. Okay, right. Trying to complete this part also. All right. Another one, the group of individual now. Group intelligence test. These tests are administered to multiple individuals at the same time. Usually in a classroom, a large testing environment. Group tests are designed for efficiency, are used to analyze number of individuals need to assess. That means we can identify a group of students within a classroom, and we trying to measure uh, this team or the group, how about their level of intelligence. You know, when concerned about like pen drive, they are using it to transfer some data, right? When using computer, how it create. Actually, this is like a group assignment. One of the university held a group assignment, and through their group assignment, they introduced the pen drive to the world, right? We can test the level of intelligence by focusing a group also. Group means we can identify large number of individuals, and we can measure or assess their intelligence level also, right? This underline multiple individuals at the same time. Okay. The multiple intelligence one. Now we discuss like measure of intelligence by focusing Stafford Barnett intelligence, and another one by focusing content, and also the administered. Another multiple intelligence. Multiple intelligence concern were presented by psychologists within the last decade. According to the research done by Paul Gardner, the professor of the education at our university, suggests this matter by his book, Frames of Mind. According to that, he mentioned the 8 different intelligence. There are 8 categorized intelligences into how much? 8. Right. He's a professor of the education in the education field, right? At the Harvard University. I think you know it's one of the famous universities in the world. And he categorized intelligences into 8, right? So various tests or the various method we are using, right? But you know, directly we can't say this is the perfectly correct method. Huh? No, we can't say like this. We are using various method according to situation. Some test is better, right? But according to situation, the same test may be fail, right? We have to use what is this most suitable method by focusing the situation also, right? There are 8 different intelligence, and after I'll discuss these 8 different intelligence. What are these 8 different intelligence. Right. Okay. What are these 8 types? First one, linguistic intelligence. Other one like logical or the mathematical intelligence. Spatial intelligence. Bodily kinesics intelligence. Another musical. And when we are dealing with others, we can identify the interpersonal skills, interpersonal intelligence, and intrapersonal intelligence, naturalist intelligence. Right. According to his study or the research, right, he divided like this 8 categories. Right. Directly we can't say only these 8, right? It may be differ, some are challenge. This correct or some are challenge like this is wrong, right? But various types can be identified. Right. Another one, what are the uses of intelligence test? We are using this intelligence test to especially recruit to schools and also the vocations. Like you know about these competitive for some very famous schools, when they recruit new students, they hold intelligence test. And also vocations training. Institutions also, when they recruit new students for the new year, right, they are also using intelligence test. It measures the skills and in additions to natural learning abilities. Memory power, linguistics ability, reasoning ability, not only one, various skills can be measured through the intelligence test. And it's utilized in counseling purpose. Not only to measure the intellectual ability, but also reveal the direction that indicate greater tendency or a skill by students. Right. We can normally identify how about their intelligence level, and we can give this guidance to improve these areas by focusing their level of intelligence. Therefore, if we can identify these intellectual capacity of the students, it is better to guide for your students. And then focus students to vocational education. To identify the students' ability and inabilities, weakness and their strength. These intelligence tests are very useful to identify students' ability and also their strength, weakness, like this. These are the uses of intelligence test. This is, I think, one of the important things because normally the exam, how the exam also can ask what are the uses of intelligence test. Yeah, okay. Now I think you all are done this part also. The weakness of using intelligence test. Yeah, you know there is no the truth in the world, right? Like this same, the intelligence test, some are called this good or some are called bad, right? This is the nature of the things therefore I'll say to there is no the truth in the world, right? Good or bad. when give this attention for the intelligence test also, we can identify weaknesses. What are the weaknesses? It is unable to say definitely whether intelligence test measure the innate intelligence or intelligence measured by the test. Actually, we can measure it or not. I'll say to you, some argue very difficult to measure this one. Yeah, perfectly we can't measure because of the latent variable. Whether the test measure the innate intelligence. Another one, the special ability of intelligence, like numerical, verbal, recall your memory, reasoning ability, can be measured through intelligence test. But it has less ability to measure common ability. We call common abilities. Right. Inconvenience of utilizing intelligence test as a tool measuring creative skills or the ability. How about we can measure the creative skills or ability through the intelligence test? Some argue it's very difficult to measure. As a training and exercise can have an influence on the mark of intelligence test. It is to measure the exact measure it like a numerical difficult, right? Impossible to measure. Not reveal the exact intelligence question because language and word that's used to construct the test impact on a score of intelligence test, not revealing the exact intelligence. And the last one, physical and mental aspect of the test maker will affect the intelligence test. Then unable to get the real result. Some argue when we are involved with the intelligence test, the mental aspects or the physical situation may be impact. Like this situation, how we can measure it really? No, the result may be differ according to the physical and also the mental conditions also. Right. These are the weakness of intelligence test. Okay. You can write some important point. I think this is one of the important slide. Weakness of intelligence test. Right, okay. Now I think you all done this part also, right? Just wait. Yeah. Uh, Now, according to your syllabus, we covered first 5 chapters, right? The first one, function of the evaluations and objective for measuring learning outcome, and planning achievement test constructions. And today we discuss about the measure of intelligence, right? Under this chapter, firstly, we give this attention to identify the meaning of intelligence. Intelligence is often defined as ability. It can be identified like the ability learn, reason, solve problem, and adapt to new situation. This intelligence is important. Where? Which field? Especially in the educational field. Because of, when we are designing new syllabus or the curriculum, firstly, we should understand the level of intelligence of the students also. Various types of intelligence tests can be identified, right? SBI scale and WI scale we can use, especially when concerned about the Stafford Binet intelligence scale, highly focused to measure the ability of the children's mental capacity, right? And also we discussed Stafford Binet test historical development also, right? And after how we can calculate this IQ, can we compute by using the mental age and also the chronological age. We discussed the meaning of chronological and also the mental age. When computed, it's greater than 100%, it's called above the average. Average means 100%. And less than 100%, we can came to conclusions below the average level. Another type of test, like by focusing content and also the administration. Content we divided into two, linguistics and also the non-linguistic. Administered by focusing, we divided into two, individual and also the group intelligence test. Multiple intelligence, we discussed by focusing. Howard Gardner is the professor of the education at the University of Harvard, right? He identified 8 different intelligence. These are the 8 different intelligences. And after we discuss what are the uses of intelligence test, these intelligence tests we are using like this situation. And also we can identify the weakness of intelligence test also. Right, okay, this is the summary when concerned about this today session, then fifth chapter, right? Please give 1 minute to share the new slide. I'll share the new one. Sixth chapter now, aptitude test. All right. Right, okay. Now the sixth chapter, aptitude test. Tests are designed to measure person's ability. Right. Now, previously also we discussed like the intelligence test. Right. Various tests we discussed now previously also. And a test under the test constructions, planning achievement test. Yeah, various tests can be identified. Why we are using this test? Tests are designed to measure person's ability to perform specific tasks or react to different situations. This is called test. They assess logical reason, quantitative ability, verbal skills, cognitive ability. Various skills, abilities can be identified. Through the test, we trying to measure these skills, abilities. Aptitude tests are used to measure and reveal the future abilities or potentials of a person. These tests predict the success or a failure of task involved of the learner by completing a training about that task. Okay. I think it may be easy to understand the meaning of test. Firstly, we discussed the meaning of test. Okay. Test means what? Yeah. Tests are designed to measure person's ability to perform or the accomplish tasks or react to different situations. This is called test. Our chapter name called what? Aptitude test now. Yeah. Aptitude test means what? It is also used to measure, no? Measure and reveal future abilities for potentialities of a person, right? This point to this point. This test predict the success or failure of the task involved of the learner by completing the training about that task. Normally, we held aptitude test to select some employees also to the organization. Right? Okay. Trying to complete this part. Yeah, okay. Now we discuss the meaning of test and also the meaning of aptitude test. Right. According to this, previously we discussed the above definition. Predictive validity is the most important characteristic. That means how predictive means we can forecast it or not. For example, the 5-year scholarship exam is used to predict the scholastic potential of the students. Potential of the students. Normally, we have like ordinary level exam, okay, and we think, normally we forecast or predict they are ready to do advanced level examination, right? Simply an aptitude test. Expect the present condition, which indicate the potential ability of an individual that predict the future. Therefore, aptitude tests are held in any situation without having a linkage to any cause. Some training institutions in Sri Lanka use such aptitude test for selection of students to their course. The good example when it's about the slave. Normally they hold the aptitude test to select a student for some higher national diplomas, right? Okay. Right. Okay. Now we discuss the meaning of test and also the meaning of aptitude test and one of the examples, right? Examples and aptitude test highly focus to the like predictive validity. The present condition, expect the present condition, which indicate the potential ability of an individual that predict the future. But the examples also, some training institutions in Sri Lanka, normally they have these aptitude tests to select students for their courses. Right. The example for the aptitude test, using aptitude test to enroll bank officers, right? Competitive exam for selecting staff officers to the central bank. Normally, they concern about these educational qualifications or the experience and after have the aptitude test. For selection of the students to university courses, for the industrial management course in California University, right? These are the examples for the aptitude test. Please trying to attend the classes on time. Normally, I also start the session 7:30, but therefore, please, you also trying to attend the classes 7:30. Some students attend the classes like 8 o'clock, like this. This is not a good for your profession, right? Especially, you also should ready to teach for the students, right? How about when concern about your students? Normally we start like a 7:30 now, school 7:30. How about the students came to 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock? How? We can't do the activities in proper. Therefore, you are, I think you wish to become a teacher. Therefore, please try to especially maintain your professional ethics. It's very important, 35 like this. But please try to attend the classes on time, right? And last time students, mostly they attend the classes on time. Right. The next one, the importance of aptitude test. These are important because of what used by academic institutions for entrance exam. Yeah. Key component of recruitment process in many industries. The example previously also we discussed, recruit staff members for the bank and also the University of California recruit students for the industrial management related something, and helps employees assess candidates' ability, solve problem and think critically. These are the importance of using aptitude test. We can use this aptitude testing practically according to these situations also. Okay, now I think you all done this part also, right? Uh, yeah. Under the aptitude test, chapter 6, we discussed the meaning of test. Tests are designed to measure person's ability to perform specific tasks or react to different situations. This is called test. And after we give this attention to discuss about what? Meaning of aptitude test. These are used to measure reveal the future abilities or potentialities of a person, right? And after we discuss the examples for the aptitude test and what are the importance of aptitude test. Okay. And yeah, next day I wish to next week now I wish to discuss constructing aptitude test. Okay. If you have any issues or doubt regarding today's sessions, you can ask. According to the syllabus, we have to cover, there are 10 areas, right? 10 chapters, and by now we covered the first 5 chapters, and now we are in 6th chapter. And if you have any issues or doubt, you can ask. Right. Okay, how about Jayakala, Marikar? Can you understand this today's session?
Yes, sir. We understood.
Okay. Right. I wish to share this next slide. The next one, this that means chapter 6 slide in next week. Right. Please attend the class, and by now also I share within the chat box, and you can download chapter 5 also, right? And if you trying to attend the classes, I think you received now Jayakala, and how about you download now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Okay, right. Special thanks for your participation, and good night to all.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Good night, sir.